India wants work. It wants a lifestyle. And it wants to see itself as one of the most stable market economies in the world.
Direct selling in India is all set for New India. We have seen young people joining direct selling industry as an entrepreneur. And if you see the age bracket of 25, they are taking it direct selling industry as a very serious industry.
Today, India aspires to create the Naya Bharat, where dreams and aspirations are destined to become reality. And the dawn to a new India, or the Naya Bharat, emerges with the evolution of Direct Selling 2.0. Direct selling, since its inception, has been one of the driving factors behind India's post-liberalized economy. The ease of doing business in New India, coupled with government schemes such as Make in India, Skill India, Startup India, and others, have uplifted the entrepreneurial spirit in the country. With direct selling and its progressive stature, the industry has also been especially aided by monetary institutions via financial inclusion. The direct selling industry is a thought leader and is among few industries who have been a pioneer in empowering women in the country.
So there are about 53% of the direct sellers, they are female workforce in direct selling industry. So it started the supplement income. So the ladies at home, those who don't have too much of option of working in office, they are taking it as an opportunity to really make some supplemental income for themselves.
Direct selling has not only proved to be one of the leading employment and work-generating sector, but also is miles ahead of other predominant sectors in the market in terms of job and wealth creation.
Government is planning to push around 500 million of skilled workers by 2022. I think this particular sector has a potential to provide kind of mass empowerment and livelihood for people.
The combination of direct selling and entrepreneurship have not only helped MSMEs and SMEs, but it also helped in giving growth objective to Indian economy.
So the New India is all about Make in India, fair enough. So what is the direct selling company coming to us for? They've got to go to the big guys. They want new entrepreneurs who are coming up, who want to put up the setups. And so direct selling companies want people like us or maybe others to put up a goods manufacturing facility in India as per international standards.
The Department of Consumer Affairs, Government of India, had notified the direct selling guidelines in 2016.
Connecting with state governments for the last, I would say, 10-12 years, if not more, and holding workshops, round-table conferences, one-on-one meetings to speak to the regulators, speak to various state governments and the centre as well, to explain the difference between what are the characteristics of a good direct selling entity.
The Indian Direct Selling Association, the only organization meant for benefiting direct selling industry, has taken great initiative in promoting the government initiative at a grassroots level.
See, we have seen the growth in direct selling industries in the last 5 years by 16%, and we also see that they are having expected growth by 300% in 2025. So we have also grown along with the direct selling industries growing in the market, and we expect that we will further grow.
The Indian direct selling industry has witnessed exponential growth in the last few years as a result of several reforms by the government.
IDSA will extend its reach and educate consumers, common public about important issues like distinguishing between a genuine direct selling company and fly-by-night operators, consumer protection law and the consumer rights under the Consumer Protection Act 2019.
The strong policy-making capabilities and under the strong leadership and guidance of our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, the direct selling industry is on its way to contribute towards a progressive economy and to deliver what the world is going to see as the Naya Bharat.
Namaste, Namaskar. On behalf of the Indian Direct Selling Association, I welcome everyone to the grand occasion of the release of the Annual Survey Report 2019-2020. The annual survey study is undertaken every year to analyze the performance and potential of the direct selling industry in India. Over the past few years, the annual survey report of IDSA has gained a lot of significance among the various stakeholders, including policy-making bodies of the government. As an association, IDSA strives to create an environment conducive for the growth of direct selling industry in India, partnering industry and government alike through advisory and consultative activities. IDSA catalyzes change by working closely with government on policy-related issues. IDSA is also pledged to work towards assuring clarity in business of direct selling as well as bringing more confidence among the industry and millions of people associated with direct selling in India. Over the years, IDSA's annual survey release has become one of the most important occasions for the direct selling industry. The event has garnered a lot of praise and support from the government, which is a testament of the kind of efforts put in by IDSA to bring grandeur to the event. I now request Mr. Chetan Bharadwaj, General Manager, Indian Direct Selling Association, to open the forum formally with his introductory address. Over to Mr. Chetan Bharadwaj.
A very warm good morning to the audience who have joined us today through this virtual platform to be a part of the release of Annual Survey 2019-20 for direct selling in India. While we all look forward to the time when things will be back to normal and we all will meet again in person, till then, let's make the best use of these digital methods of connecting. The annual survey release for the year 2019-20 was delayed by a period of over 6 months owing to the COVID-19 pandemic situation. However, if COVID-19 pandemic is like a storm that brought turbulences to the economy, direct selling has proved that it is a ship that is built to handle storms. The industry has not only managed to register a healthy growth rate, but has also emerged as the preferred mode of earning a self-sustainable income for millions of Indians. The year 2021 is special for us. This year, IDSA completes its 25 years of journey working for the cause of direct selling in India. IDSA was incorporated at a time when direct selling in India was just starting to make its presence felt. A journey that started with only 4 companies today has reached to a point where IDSA is proud to have India's leading direct selling entities as its members. Direct selling in India is currently passing through a crucial phase. With the hard work of the industry and the support extended by the government, the direct selling industry got its biggest regulatory support in the year 2016 in the form of direct selling guidelines. The results of IDSA's past surveys have given a clear indication of how the guidelines have played a key role in accelerating the growth of the industry. The year 2019 was another milestone in the journey of direct selling in India. With the notification of the new Consumer Protection Act, the Government of India has come up with several new provisions concerning protection of consumer rights that are likely to have a long-lasting impact on the consumerism in India. In addition to it, the meaning of the term direct selling was specifically included within the purview of the main act. Needless to mention, this was a path-breaking moment for the industry as due recognition was accorded to it. Today, on this special occasion, the words of Shri Anurag Singh Thakurji, the Honorable Minister of State for Finance, who released the previous edition of the IDSA annual survey, still echo in my mind. The Honorable Minister, while addressing the gathering, had asked us a question and had given us a challenge. The question was, if India was to become a $5 trillion economy, how much is going to be the contribution of direct selling in it? And the challenge was that Indian direct selling industry should aim to be part of the top 5 direct selling nations around the world. I'm happy to share that Indian direct selling industry is well on its way to achieve a place within the top 5 direct selling nations around the world. As a matter of fact, India is constantly ranked as a country that has registered highest year-on-year growth. Direct selling is not only contributing to the growth of the economy, but is also helping millions of common Indians to fulfill their dreams of becoming an entrepreneur without any discrimination on the basis of color, caste, or religion. I would also like to take this opportunity and express my sincere gratitude to the Department of Consumer Affairs for initiating the process of notifying direct selling rules under the purview of the Consumer Protection Act 2019. The industry had responded positively to the notification of direct selling guidelines in the year 2016, and the upcoming rules will provide further boost to the growth of the industry. In the end, I once again thank our chief guest, our guest of honor, and the members of the executive committee, esteemed member companies of IDSA, and thousands of direct sellers who are currently watching us live today for joining us and encouraging our endeavors. Thank you.
There could not have been a better note to start the proceedings. Thank you so much, Mr. Bharadwaj. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityoma Amritam Gamaya. It is time now to seek blessings from the Almighty. Our honorable dignitaries will proceed with the virtual lamp lighting ceremony.
Shubham kurutvam kalyanam arogyam dhala sampadah shatru buddhi vinashaya deepajyotir namostu.
Thank you, honorable dignitaries. May I now request Ms. Rini Sanyal, Chairperson, Indian Direct Selling Association, for a welcome address.
Good morning, everyone. Today is one of the most important days for the direct selling fraternity. And on behalf of my colleagues in the Executive Committee and the IDSA Secretariat, I welcome you all to the release of Annual Survey Report of Indian Direct Selling Industry for the fiscal year 2019-20, which will be unveiled later in the day, analyzes some of the most important and critical aspects of direct selling industry. Direct selling is not a one-man show. The spirit of direct selling lies in coordination, communication, and teamwork. Yes, the success mantra in direct selling is also effective and collective efforts. No praise is too high for the wonderful direct sellers, as they are the backbone of the industry. Their zeal and motivation inspire us as we try to deliver something worthy for their anticipation. It is indeed my pleasure to be representing IDSA on this platform. This annual report is most awaited survey from the Apex Association of Direct Selling, undertaken every year to analyze the growth dynamics of direct selling from various perspectives and helps assessing the potential of the direct selling industry in India. The report is an insight of the current industry trends, depicting economic performance and future projections. The study also touches upon the important aspects such as growth stimulators, areas of concern, and the way forward for the industry. In the current edition of the annual survey study, we have added new analysis verticals in the form of direct sellers and consumers, the findings of which will be unveiled by our study partner, Ipsos. The past year and a half have been tough on all of us. One of the deadliest pandemic has spread across the world. The novel coronavirus has completely changed the way one lives life. Today, The quest is for survival as the virus has affected billions of lives across the globe. There has not been much respite from the effects of COVID-19, with most of the industries feeling the brunt of the global pandemic. While some of the industries have experienced damages to the severity, the losses caused would take years to repair. There have also been industries that have been able to withstand the impact of COVID-19, and direct selling is one such industry that have been able to negate the impact of pandemic thanks to the business model, which thrives highly on the positive attitude of the people associated with the sector. There are businesses and sectors that have taken a strong hit from the COVID crisis, some of which are in bad shape, while others being on the verge of collapse. Thankfully, the direct selling industry has been able to combat all such challenges, standing tall during the unprecedented times. It could happen with us because the business of direct selling is driven by strong sentiments, sheer determination, and just combined with enormous cooperation and cohesive teamwork, all of which has helped the direct selling business to keep afloat during the times of crisis. The direct selling industry could weather the storm because of the mental toughness of the people associated with it. And we have shown tremendous adaptability, finding innovative ways of continuing the business. This industry has been the true example of converting obstacles into opportunities. It has been a core strength for the industry for many years, and we have made it to good use in the pandemic. Today, thousands of people aspire to join the direct selling industry for a sustained income opportunity and prolonged entrepreneurship. Direct selling business has brought a positive change in millions of lives, building a strong future of direct sellers. Here we stand, looking at the future, aspiring to make a larger impact and achieve the higher. I would like to conclude by citing a quote from Henry Ford. Coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, and working together is success. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Sanyal, for such positive and inspirational address, which will boost the confidence of millions of people associated with direct selling industry. Ladies and gentlemen, the most awaited moment is here. Yes, the moment everyone was waiting for has finally arrived. Time for the release the study. Request the honorable dignitaries to release the annual survey report 2019-2020. Thank you, honorable dignitaries, for releasing the annual survey report 2019-2020. Time now to welcome IDSA's research partners, representative from Ipsos Strategy, to make a presentation on the survey findings.
Good morning, everyone. I would like to take this opportunity to thank IDSA Executive Council and the team for giving Ipsos an opportunity to be a knowledge partner in preparing the industry report for the financial year 2019-2020. Myself, I am Bhaskar Kanagraju. I lead the Ipsos Strategy 3 practice in India. Today, I am happy to present the key findings of this study to this forum. In terms of agenda, we'll be covering 4 key areas in today's session. Begin with, let's see how the global direct selling industry has performed last year, how Indian industry has performed per se compared to the global industry. We also have covered survey with the direct sellers and customers to get their perspective and if there are any apprehensions. We'll be covering that as well as a part of the session today. Begin with, if you look at the global direct selling industry in 2020, the estimated value is almost close to $180 billion. It has grown by 2% compared to the previous year, 2019. However, if you notice it, the industry is still in the same range as to how it was in 2017. One of the primary reasons for that has been the degrowth in China market, which you can see. It used to be around $33 billion China market, which has shrunk to $19.2 billion, because of which the overall industry has witnessed a degrowth year over year. Among the top 20 direct selling countries in the world, if you notice it, India is currently placed 12th in the list from the revenue size perspective. And when you look at the product-wise contribution, the wellness product category followed by the cosmetics and personal care category together constitute close to 60% of the total direct sales. Moving on to the India market, the Indian market has witnessed a 28% growth in 2019-2020 from the previous financial year of 2018 and 2019. So in fact, India has been one of the fastest growing market in the direct selling industry business. If you notice it in terms of contribution between the IDSA and the non-IDSA members, the last financial year, IDSA member companies constituted close to 50% of the industry revenue. There has been a blip in this number compared to the previous financial year, where it was around 60%. One of the primary reasons for this has been the exponential growth in the number of new companies which entered into the direct selling business. And with regards to the product-wise contribution for India market, this is again similar to what we are seeing in the global market. The wellness, cosmetics and personal care together accounts for almost 2/3 of the industry revenue volume. Moving on to the next slide, wherein we are talking about the key states which are contributing to the sales. If you notice it, top 10 states in India together accounts for almost 70% of the national revenue for direct selling. And even within the region, if you notice it, the northern region contributes to most of the total gross sales value, wherein Uttar Pradesh alone leads the region, followed by Haryana and Delhi. And in eastern region, the main contribution comes from the West Bengal, which almost contributes to 11% to the national turnover. And in the western region, it is Maharashtra, which accounts for almost half of the direct selling sales in that region, followed by Gujarat, which again constitutes close to 24% of the revenue for the western region. And within the southern states, if you notice it, it's mainly Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, which accounts for more than half of the southern region sales. In terms of the direct selling industry employment opportunity, if you notice it, the number of active direct sellers in India, it registered a phenomenal growth of 30% year over year. As we are talking in 2019-20, the industry has given an employment to close to 7.4 million direct sellers, which is reflecting the kind of growth what we have seen for the India market in terms of the revenue. The other interesting point what we wanted to highlight out here is, if you look at it traditionally, it is females who have dominated the direct selling industry over the years. However, males have surpassed females in terms of absolute numbers of direct sellers in the last financial year. In the next section, we will be covering the direct sellers survey. We covered close to 1,250 direct sellers across different companies and across different town classes to get their perspectives. If you look at the direct sellers in terms of the source of awareness, most of them have cited it is the friends, neighbors, relatives, and colleagues and peers, which is basically the word of mouth which constitutes to 90% of their source of awareness. And in terms of reasons to join that industry, most of them have attributed this to earning that extra income. Almost 45% of them have mentioned saying that, okay, you know what, it gives them an avenue to earn that extra income. And 20% of them have mentioned saying that, okay, you know what, it gives them an opportunity to work for themselves as self-employment rather than working for some other companies. And from a direct seller's perspective, in terms of key product categories, which is contributing to the growth of the business in their territories, if you notice it, it's primarily the wellness and nutraceuticals, followed by cosmeceuticals, personal care. These are the top two categories which is driving the growth of business for direct sellers. From a direct seller's perspective, I mean, almost 84% of these direct sellers have been associated with the direct selling entity, the same entity right from the time that they have started. What it means is it also signifies the kind of loyalty that they have towards direct selling industry as well as with the company with whom they are currently engaged with. The reason could be, again, because they believe that the companies which they are representing, they are providing a better product service portfolio, and they're also able to make good compensation, or they're able to make good revenue by working for these companies. That's primarily which is driving the motivation for these direct sellers to continue working in the direct selling industries. If you also notice on the right hand side of the chart, in terms of the satisfaction, they have given a score of almost 4.5 out of scale of 5. And pretty much across all the parameters, be it product availability, training program, compensation, they are happy with it. One area where they probably feel that there could be an improvement is the product pricing, wherein I feel our understanding or interpretation from this is maybe they feel that, okay, you know what, if they are able to be provided with more discounts and schemes, they'll be able to more aggressively sell it in the Indian market. And in terms of key challenges, what these direct sellers are facing in the Indian market, almost 40 to 45% of them have mentioned saying that availability of these products on other e-commerce portals. They say that that is something which is a critical pain point for them. And similar kind of products are again available in offline or traditional retail channels. And from a benefits derived point of view, most of them have said that, okay, you know what, it helps them to enhance their skills. Skill development is something which has been key area which they feel that they are able to draw benefit by associating with the direct selling industry. The second biggest factor that they are able to attribute this is to the financial support, which is helping them to make a difference to their household income. And in terms of awareness, almost 88% of them are saying that, okay, you know what, they are aware about the association. From where they come to know about it, they said that most of them, they come to know about it from the companies with whom they are working. Few of them have also noticed it from the website, IDSA website, and digital media has also played its part. Almost 23% of them have mentioned saying that, okay, you know what, through the digital marketing or initiatives that they have come to know about the IDSA. Subsequent section, we are planning to cover about the customers. So we also reached out to two types of customers, the preferred customers who are currently buying products from the direct selling industry. And we also reached out to the retail customers. I mean, they may or may not be currently buying products. So these are random customers, retail customers whom we have reached out to. So we covered over 1,000 customers spread across 15 cities to get an understanding from them as to how do they perceive direct selling, why do they buy from direct selling industries, what is their general perception. So from the consumer survey, what we came to know about it is, I mean, the key categories, what they purchase from the direct selling industry is the wellness, home care, cosmetics, and personal care. These are the top three categories which they primarily buy it from the direct selling industries. And of course, almost 2/3 of the market have mentioned saying that they are receiving or availing the promotional schemes. So clearly the benefits, what was shared or what was given by these direct selling companies has been passed on to these customers and they are happy. And that's one of the reasons why they are currently buying it from the direct selling industry. In terms of source of awareness for these customers, I mean, it's mainly word of mouth, where they come to know from their friends and relatives or from other direct sellers. Again, social media is playing a key role even with the customers. They come to know about the products, they come to know about these programs and the initiatives. So these are the top 3 key awareness programs which is really making a difference from the consumer's point of view. And when we ask them as to why they have joined the direct selling industry, they clearly mention saying that, okay, you know what, quality of product has been one of the key reasons why they are associating or why they are working in the direct selling industry per se. Of course, following that product quality, they have mentioned the brand name, which according to them, it is the trust factor, saying that, okay, you know what, they are kind of relating the brand name to the kind of trust or credibility which has been built over a period of time. And in terms of customer awareness about the direct selling industry, you can see that it's close to 70 to 80% of them, they are aware about the direct selling industry. I mean, this is the case across different types of towns, not only in the metros. We are seeing similar kind of awareness from both tier 1 as well as the tier 2 cities. And when it comes to apprehensions, more than half of the respondents, I mean, this is again true across different town classes, they feel that availability of a similar product or even a better product through traditional retail, is the main reason for not buying it from the direct sellers. And a source of awareness for these customers, it's again the friends and relatives who share their experience of buying products from these direct selling companies or from the direct selling agents, and the kind of benefits which they receive from these companies, which has led to a positive awareness to these customers, retail customers. And also the customers, they come to know about it through social media, where the companies, they come out with all these digital ads, initiatives, they reach out to these end customers. So that's how they come to know about it. And this is kind of percolated or cascaded it down to even smaller towns like in tier 2 cities. And in terms of perceived trustworthiness, I mean, that's one thing which is a very positive sign. Again, if you notice it, good 70 to 80% of them, they feel that, okay, you know what, it's a trustworthy industry. It's a trustworthy brand that they are dealing with when it comes to direct selling. And this is again true across town class, across genders, which is a good sign for the industry. So this is the last slide for the presentation from our side. Of course, this is just a synopsis. You will have a more comprehensive report, which you can always download from the website for your reference. And I again take this opportunity to thank the team for giving us an opportunity to present this in today's forum.
Thank you so much. It is my immense pleasure to welcome our chief guest for today. May I now request our chief guest to kindly deliver the keynote address.
Friends, I feel privileged to be amongst the August gathering here on the occasion of annual survey 2019-20 being declared. I would like to congratulate IDSA for completing 25 years of working. IDSA annual survey gives us a clear understanding of the major changes that have happened in the industry during the year. Direct selling industry is also providing an opportunity to generate self-income to millions of people in the country. Creating a conducive environment for industries to thrive is amongst the top priorities of the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. The Ministry has undertaken several initiatives in this regard. I urge the direct selling industry to take advantage of the measures taken by the Ministry. Indian economy has established its firm place on the global platform. While the pandemic has created some ripples, however, the fundamentals of our economy are so strong and we shall soon be amongst the fastest growing nations in the world. For the growth of Indian economy, it is essential that every sector or industry contributes toward the same. Industrial association need to be not only communicate the concerns of the industry to the concerned industry, but should also be proactive in the terms of sharing the details about the initiatives taken by the government with their member companies and with the public at large. It's going to be a collective responsibility of the government, industrialists and industrial associations. It's an effort and the industries and the industry association to ensure that the Indian seals its position among the top 3 economies of the world. With this, I hereby officially release the annual survey 2019-20 for Direct Selling Agency. I wish we all should contribute toward the progress of the country, making India Atmanirbhar, and we should, the slogan of vocal for local, make a real slogan, and we should follow all this and make India industrial strong and investment destination of the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your tremendous encouragement. The direct selling industry shall look forward to your guidance. May I now request our guest of honor to kindly enlighten the audience with her address.
I would like to congratulate Indian Direct Selling Association on the releasing of annual survey 2019-20 for direct selling in India. As Minister for Food, Civil Supplies and Consumer Affairs Department, I particularly wait for the IDSA annual survey to see how the state of Himachal Pradesh has performed in the year gone by. IDSA's annual survey helps in presenting the statistics related to the direct selling industry in a clear manner, which can then be utilized to talk to different departments for coming up with solutions wherever required. Direct selling industry is providing an opportunity to generate self-sustaining income to millions of Indians, including several thousands from Himachal Pradesh. The industry is not only contributing towards the development of the economy in a significant manner, but is also creating millions of micro entrepreneurs who are no longer dependent upon a regular job to earn a livelihood. The government of Himachal Pradesh appreciates the role played by the industry in the economy of state. The notification of Himachal Pradesh State Direct Selling Guidelines in the July 2019 was an important milestone towards the same. With the notification of the guidelines, the direct selling industry in a state has been a steady rise, and I am sure that today's survey result will sustainable the same. At this point of time, it also becomes important to recognize and appreciate the role played by Indian Direct Selling Association in the development of the direct selling industry. In this modern world, where new kind of issues concerning our consumers are coming up, industry bodies like IDSA have a dual role to play to protect the industry as well as to protect the consumer. IDSA is able to perform both these duties and effectively, and I once again congratulate IDSA on the occasion and wish them the best of success.
I'm the Principal Secretary for Industries and IT in the Government of Telangana. I feel very happy to convey my greetings and congratulations to the Indian Direct Selling Association, or IDSA, on the occasion of them bringing out this annual survey and also for their 25th anniversary. Associations like the IDSA play a very important role in playing the role of a bridge between the industry and the government, bringing all the industry issues, taking government's concerns on board and playing that very effective role of problem solving, facilitation, etc. Telangana has always been very supportive of the direct selling industry. In fact, once the direct selling guidelines were notified by the ministry, we were one of the first states to adopt those guidelines in 2016. And thereafter, the guidelines have been found to be quite useful by the industry, though there are certain aspects of it which we are reviewing, which we are revising, and IDSA has played an important role in sharing industry feedback about the guidelines. Direct selling as an industry is also very important for us for multiple reasons. It is a very big employment generator. Large sections of the population, cutting across education levels, gender, rural versus urban, etc., can get employed in this sector. And the other thing which really excites me is that of late, I know of many IDSA members who have decided to set up their manufacturing facility here. So this also gives a very big boost to Make in India, Make in Telangana, and for a business-friendly and a progressive state like Telangana, getting more and more industrial investments is a matter of great satisfaction. So once again, I'm very happy that IDC's survey will be a good repository of all data, all information. As planners, as policy makers, as government representatives, we will also benefit from having all kinds of useful data in a very handy way at one place. So I look forward to actually going through the report also. And I'm also very happy typically when we speak about direct selling, there's always an element of consumers' interest, protecting consumers' interest, which also come to the fore. So again, I'm happy that the ministry has issued the draft consumer protection guidelines, and consultations are going on. So I'm very sure that with direct selling guidelines on the one hand, consumer protection guidelines on the other, we will get a very congenial ecosystem, and a progressive state like Telangana can become a much more effective platform for direct selling activities, be it selling, be it manufacturing, to happen here. So good wishes and good luck to all of you. Hope to stay connected with the association in the near future also. Thank you very much.
Greetings of the day to IDSA and the family IDSA. I'm here to congratulate you on the event of your release of Annual Survey Report 2019-20. Annual survey reports are an inherent part of any organization or group of organization. They give you a peep into your business strategy and forecast the growth. I believe Indian direct selling industry or direct selling industry per se is going to grow exponentially till 2025, so on and so forth. I wish IDSA all the best. May you soar higher and higher till you reach your zenith. Good day.
Thank you for the wonderful address. The direct selling industry remains thankful for all the support received from your good office. May I now request Mr. Rajat Banerjee, Vice Chairman, Indian Direct Selling Association, to kindly address the audience.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for being a wonderfully patient audience. It's my proud privilege to thank the Honorable Minister for sending us his kind words of encouragement, as well as to thank the speakers who spoke just before me. A quick word of thanks to the Ipsos team who have put together this wonderful survey and have shared all the details with you just before me. But what is encouraging for me to notice is that the earlier estimates that IDSA had in terms of the Indian market size and how we are growing, the CAGR and year on year growth, we had estimated that we would enter the top 5 markets globally in a period of 10 to 12 years. I'm happy to share with you all that this can be revised and we might see the Indian direct selling market reach the top 5 quicker than that. Another interesting observation, as you would have noticed, is the sheer number of men folk entering this industry. Today, it is probably larger. The number of men entering the market are probably larger than the women folk entering the market here in India, as compared to, let's say, 70-30 overseas globally. What does this indicate? I think this indicates that direct selling is a very serious livelihoods proposition for many Indians. And as we know, the challenging times that we're going through are seeing this transition. And while this survey of 1920 is preceding the COVID times, really, the truth is that this industry in an economy like ours is clearly a very strong livelihoods proposition for both men and women, which is a very good sign. Another very strong plus that we are seeing over the last few months is that the regulatory environment is finally reaching a place where we, in the Indian Direct Selling Association, have been speaking to the government for many, many years. The draft rules that were uploaded in end June for the direct selling industry is a very good sign. Most of it is something that encourages this industry, and we are deeply thankful to the Ministry of Consumer Affairs for bringing us to the start point of what's going to be something significant. Because in 2016, when the guidelines came out, we saw a surge in this industry because it brought in a lot of positivity. Similarly, we have absolutely no doubt that the direct selling rules 2021, once they're notified, is going to ensure that this industry breathes easy, can stretch its wings, and really reach the potential that it has within itself. So all in all, I think we are poised for a very significant next 4-5 years. This industry is a very major socio-economic contributor, and these kind of regulatory clarifications only go a long way towards this. Some of you also would know that this year IDSA tied up with the Shulini University to set up the SEDSA. And for the first time in this country, maybe in this part of the world actually, just the third in the world, where youngsters can get the PG diploma in direct selling. These are very small but yet significant steps that one day will ensure that this industry really reaches its potential and grows. Thank you, everybody.
Put your hands together. Let's say thank you to Mr. Banerjee. May I now request Dr. Jitendra Jagota, Secretary, Indian Direct Selling Association, to kindly address the audience.
Warm regards to everyone. While the time has really been tough for every one of us due to the COVID-19 pandemic, it has also taught us new ways to stay afloat and survive. The pandemic has taught us many lessons, the most significant being the lessons of strength and resilience shown by the direct selling industry. It has also been a result of some inspirational leadership by the direct selling entities and millions of micro entrepreneurs associated with the direct selling industry. There has been a display of fabulous ability of an overnight shift from traditional methods of doing business to innovative ways of capturing the need of the hour. One of the best hindsight of the COVID restrictions has been the transition towards the online and digital mode of communication by the direct selling industry. The businesses have transformed from physical modes of in-person experiences to digitally friendly business transaction with consumer virtually. The direct selling entities moved from face-to-face experiences to online virtual meetings, conferences, and digital events. This particular event is one such example. Despite many of the challenges faced during COVID-19, including manufacturing, logistic, and supply chain challenges, adapting to the digital mode has been a boon to the direct selling industry. Today, digital means of direct selling business has become immensely popular, primarily because it has proved to be a very productive way. While earlier a lot of time was wasted in traveling to attend meetings and seminars, today that time is saved. The direct selling entities have been encouraging their sales force to change their strategy, content, and mindset from physical mode of selling to digital mode. It also resulted in optimum use of time by the direct sellers who can schedule multiple sessions in a day, reaching out to many of her or his downlines at different locations. It is worth mentioning that the direct sellers have quickly adapted themselves to the new normals, and the digital mode of communication has increased everyone's productivity. However, it has not come overnight for the direct selling entities, as they had to indulge in a lot of reshuffling and repositioning of ideas and content in alignment with the direct sellers and consumer mindset. And it has worked in a big way for direct selling industry. In digital era of doing business, the direct selling entities have been able to capture purchase pattern and trends of consumer indulge in online shopping, and have been able to design their website and mobile application in accordance with the prevailing preferences. The changes have also been done keeping in mind the possibilities of gradual shift of offline shoppers to the digital mode in the coming times. The companies have also made significant changes in training content of direct sellers, keeping in mind the changes in consumer behavior during online purchases. There has been focus to break down the existing training modules to multiple modules with strong emphasis on engaging consumer productivity effectively. At the same time, also help the consumer make the right choice of product. The times are changing. They say change is the only constant thing. Well, the direct selling industry has embraced the change with open arms. We are hopeful that in the coming days, more avenues and opportunity would be up to grab for direct selling industry. All the very best, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Jagota. May I now request Mr. Vivek Katoch, Treasurer, Indian Direct Selling Association, for a concluding address.
Namaskar everyone. We have had a great session today, during which we have touched upon various elements of direct selling industry. The Indian direct selling industry has shown tremendous potential over last few years, registering double-digit growth. Especially in fiscal 2019-20, the industry turnover was close to 17,000 crore compared to 13,000 crore in 2018-19. India registered the highest year-on-year growth rate of 28%, making it the fastest growing direct selling market among the top 20 direct selling countries. The Indian direct selling industry has enjoyed a healthy CAGR of 18% in the last 4 fiscal, which is a testament of some of the outstanding performance by the direct selling entities in the India. According to World Federation data, India has been making steady progress, strengthening its position as one of the top direct selling market in the world. While the last year, the country was ranked 15 among the top 20 markets. This year, we have bettered our position to 12th rank. In the process, we have outperformed many leading direct selling markets. With the government having initiated the process of regulating the direct selling industry by bringing draft direct selling rules, we remain assured that it would give a further thrust to the growth of the direct selling in India. While India is poised to break into the list of top 10 direct selling market by the next year, we strongly feel that India will soon become one of the top 5 direct selling market, helping by a strong regulatory backup and riding on the innovative idea which would further boost the growth. I am a firm believer of a new beginning. While for many this would be curtained to a beautiful day, for me it's a beginning of a new quest. The direct selling industry has set itself on a new journey which is expected to be full of reinvention and evolution. So everyone, I would like to say, bon voyage.
Thank you, Mr. Vivek Katoch. Positive socio-economic fallouts of the direct selling industry on the local communities are immense as it promotes self-employment and entrepreneurship among the masses. This industry churns out the millions of entrepreneurs who support and guide the others, transforming millions of lives. On behalf of Indian Direct Selling Association, I would like to extend heartiest gratitude to everyone watching us through digital mode, including IDSA's social media platforms. IDSA would continue its endeavor to create an environment conducive for direct selling business in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, all of you take good care of yourself as well as the community. May all of us have a great year ahead. Thank you. Namaste.